do is that we'll have, I'm just thinking, we can have a Zoom meeting on one platform. We'll have MS Live. On YouTube, we'll have the chat. And I'll bring as many people as possible on this MS Live. So if you want to be in this party, and so it'll be everywhere. And we'll have a lot of fun. It'll be just a group Christmas. All right, you've got to excuse me. I'm setting up. So I know, Rhonda, if you're watching this, please forgive me. I know you. This is a pet peeve of it's not very professional. But again, I'm not a professional. If you want professional, Dennis. Hi, Chris. Hi, Linda. If you want professional, and it's Kim and it's Cherie. Cherie, I was thinking about you, Cherie. I love your posts. I've been following you. You know what? I follow all of you. I just want you to know. Sometimes I post things on your wall, but we're all in this together. So let me just take a deep breath and talk about, we're going to have that Christmas party. So we all can interact. Let's see. And I think we'd make it as close to Christmas as possible. So Thursday's Christmas Eve on the 24th. So what do you guys think about doing it on the 20th? Monica is here from India. God bless you, Monica. All right. How about the 24th? It's Christmas Eve. Why don't we have a Christmas party at 11 o'clock on the 24th? What do you guys think? I'm going to email everybody who is on that list who've emailed me. Please email me if you want to be in a Zoom meeting. I'm going to have a Zoom meeting. I'm going to have the YouTube chat, and we're going to be on Facebook. And I'm going to bring everybody who wants to be on camera. I'm going to bring y'all on camera, and let's see what we can do with this. Anyway, let's. Hi, Jennifer, Dennis. What do you think, Dennis? You know what I think about. I'm not an expert on these things. What do you think, Dennis? Because you are an expert, and you're the one who can give us all advice on how to do a Zoom meeting on the 24th. The 24th, we're going to have our Christmas party. That's Christmas Eve at 11 o'clock, the MS Live. So what I'd like to do, Dennis, is do Zoom meeting on one computer, so we can interact that way. On YouTube here, do the chat meeting. So those people who don't want to participate in the Zoom meeting can participate in the chat meeting. That's an issue. So if you're on Facebook and you want to be, what I'll do is I'll bring y'all on screen to do Facebook. So I've got to get good with the mute so I can talk while there's interaction going on. But I think it'd be fun. Let's see if we can get as much chaos as possible. So what I'd like you to do, if you're watching this on Facebook, and first of all, if you want to participate in the Christmas chat, go to YouTube. Hi, Phil. Go to youtube.com, Google Dulci Hill, and subscribe to my channel. And on the 24th at 11 o'clock, there you can participate in a chat. if you want to participate, see the faces of other people who are in the support group. Just we love on each other there, and you'd like to participate in the Zoom meeting and ask questions. Hi, D, love you, D. If you'd like to do that, please send me your email and your phone number at Dulci Jean, DulciJean, at Gmail. Dennis, I got your email, and hi there, Dina. Oh, Antoli. I'm not wearing my glasses, and I know your name, Antolia. Antolia, beautiful, beautiful name. Hi, Tracy, and Karen. So what I'd like you to do is, but you know what? Antolia wants me to call her Anna. Why would anybody with a name like Antolia want to be known by Anna? Antolia. You know what? I'll let all your really close friends call you Anna. You know what? Does it make you uncomfortable when I call you Antolia? I love that name. I love it. And Rob's here. God bless you. Okay, so we're the Christmas party is on the 24th at this time, 11 o'clock. So, and Dennis is the expert. Dennis, you know what? Dennis, is there a way, because you're an expert, that you can put together the Zoom meeting for us? I can forward. Hi, Dina. I can, you know what? If you can handle that for us, and then I can participate in the Zoom meeting for this MS Live, and you know what? I'm just I'm brainstorming. But Dennis, you're the professional expert on all of this. Dennis is our blessing. You know, he's our, because we're all part of God's ministry. And every single one of you who are watching this right now, you are as wonderful and as necessary as I am. I'm just a talking piece, and I'm no different than you. Let me tell you a little bit. No, Antolia, you've got such a beautiful name. It's not a pain. It's not a pain. I need to use it more often. That's the problem. Okay, so what I want to talk about is how hard the holiday system. I love you, Dennis. Dennis. Oh my gosh! I just realized I've got my closet open. All right. That is. All right. Let's see. Let's turn this a little bit. Okay. I'm a hot mess. Okay, is Sharia here? Sharia's in the house. Hi, Kristen. Okay, so on the 24th, Christmas Eve at 11 o'clock, MS Live is going to be a Christmas party. And Dennis, he is our techie. He is much more professional than I am. Dennis, I'll email you my phone number. If we need to talk, you can call me, and I'll do my cell phone number. So anyway, we'll figure out. Okay, hi Teresa. So I want to talk a little bit about how difficult the holiday season can be for all of us. How stressful, especially when you've had MS as long as me. 37 years. And Susan Hill asked me how long I've been secondary progressive. And I was thinking this morning that all hell is broken loose with my getting progressively worse in the past 8 years. This past 8 months has been really difficult. And I look at the things, how difficult. How much am I to blame? Yesterday it was 38 degrees outside. swimming pool outside because it's uncovered. The swimming pool was 84. The water was 84 degrees. And I got to tell you something. I swam outside and I had a coat on until I got in the water. I have to tell you something. I got in that water and it was like swimming in a jacuzzi. And swimming when you're hot and getting in the water and getting cooled off is wonderful. But yeah, I don't know divine, that the feeling of, hi Robin, hi Himmet. I don't know the feeling of divine love, just the comfort until it's ice cold outside, the wind's blowing, and I get in the pool and the water is warm, and I had to swim. I swam a half a mile and I didn't use a snorkel. I swam. I modified my swim. Where's Diana when I need you? You're my swim buddy. I swam a half a mile, and in the same light, we don't know how wonderful life is until, Antonio, until we have it tough, right? Until it's cold outside, until we're facing things like today. Got out of bed. Oh my gosh, I won't even tell you the difficulties I had. But I had a lot of difficulties. Among them, many of us talk about heavy, hi Tamara, heavy legs, right? Heavy legs. My legs were so weak that I should have got my scooter, but what they say, I've got more guts than sense. So I thought, no, I'm gonna push myself to walk, and I did. I pushed myself to walk, and I think about I've dealt with this past week. You wouldn't believe the people closest to me, the drama that is going on, the yelling, the stuff that is going on, that I realize. My husband said to me, "You can't." You can't wear other people's anger baggage, and that's true. I walk with Christ, and I look at it, like I don't wear it, but it's so awesome to sit there and realize, other people's anger is their anger. I've done nothing to cause the anger. Here's the big thing. When other people don't react to us the way that is kind, they don't understand that we're progressing, and we don't tell them. We don't, because they really don't want to know anyway. What's the best way to handle it? You're not alone. As long as you can close your eyes and you can see God, feel God in you, and you realize that we're all made perfect in God's image. If we can just sit back and realize, let go and let God. Let's let go of the situation and let's let God. Let's Tamara. Let's let God. Let's focus on doing our best and taking care of ourselves. Did you shoot me a heart? I love you. Thank you. I love it. I love it when they shoot me a heart. When YouTube shoots me, or not, when Facebook shoots me a heart. I know you guys are great, but I need to say, unfortunately, it takes such a long time to learn this, Antolio, is that the longer you have MS, the more you realize that MS is not your fault. You did nothing to deserve this. You've done nothing to deserve this. So if other people not understanding, not giving us the support we need, it's not their fault. They've done nothing to deserve to comfort us. Only God can comfort us. You gave me another heart. So hi, Kate. But you've done nothing. So what can you do when it's tough? So much. And Tamara, making you cry, it's good because crying is mourning the loss of the life you wish you could continue having. Unfortunately, with MS, our life changes constantly. There's a wonderful gentleman that Alex is his name, with 2 X's. Alex, if you're watching this, I'm talking to you. You just posted, I want my life back. It's like as if you're not breathing. And I had to laugh, and I thought, you know what? Antonio, and when you're newly diagnosed, when you haven't had MS for a long time, so much of what we look at is the negative. It's like, I can't walk anymore. I pee all over the place. I peed myself. So much of that is you think about that and you think, why can't I be normal? Why can't I run like I used to? Yeah, I go to the gym and there's old people there that can't run like they used to. And I'm thinking about how are they different than we are? They don't lift weights like they can't do the ropes. On my YouTube, I have a YouTube video of me doing ropes. I can still do ropes. I can pull up with my scooter and take those ropes and if you've seen them on TV, those ropes, just because you have MS doesn't mean you can't do certain things. So back to Alex. Alex, if you're watching this, you want the life you used to have? All right. Depression is looking at your past and wishing it was different. That's only going to lead you to depression. Anxiety is looking at the future and planning, and it's planning when you don't know. Tomorrow's not promised for any of us, right? So what do we have to do? We have to stay right here and make lemonade, and recognize the beauty. I read this post, or this devotion, this wonderful devotion. Jennifer, you're talking about faith. Faith is great. I read this devotion today, and it was about a husband and wife, and they got in the car, and they've been caring for their parents with Alzheimer's. All right, they weren't brother and sister married together with the same parents. It was her parents. They were dealing. They both had Alzheimer's. They had a caregiver come in on weekends so they could escape and cope, go hiking. So they decided to go to their favorite lake and hike, and they're driving bumper to bumper traffic. And they're getting upset and they're frustrated because they've only got a set amount of time. Guess what happened? They have a total blowout on one of their tires. Total blowout. So they pull on the side of the road, and AAA comes, tows their car to the shop where they spend 2 hours getting a new tire. And by the time they get the new tire, it starts pouring. They can't go for this hike. So they're going home. The husband's driving. The husband says over to the wife, thank God we were in bumper-to-bumper traffic. Could you imagine how bad it would have been if we weren't in bumper-to-bumper traffic and we were going highway speeds? We had the blowout. If they're lousy drivers, they could have rolled. They could have met Jesus. It could have been really, really bad. It could have been. So he was grateful. She was still upset. She's in the car and they're in bumper to bumper traffic going home in the rain. and she's frustrated. She's like, yeah, but we're in bumper to bumper traffic. And in front of them, there's a van, and two golden retrievers look out the window at them, and their tongues hanging out, and they're smiling. And the husband and wife started laughing because the joy is in recognizing what is beautiful in front of us. So the moral of the story, Alex, this is to you, is that it's not looking at what should have happened. It's not looking at controlling what we hope to happen. It's looking at how grateful things happen the way they did. Romans 8:28 says all things in the Bible. Romans 8:28. All things work together for the good of those called according to His purpose. If we use this MS, to make us better, to recognize the wonder in the world, then it's very much like swimming when it's 32 degrees out, 36, and the wind's blowing. You don't know how sweet life is until it's cold out. And I swim, and it's outside. I swim in the summer, and I swim in the spring. And I'll tell you, I would rather it be 35 degrees out and get in the pool than it being 75 or 80 and cloudy getting into the pool. It's harder getting in the pool when everything's the same. So, and so here's really big more of the story. You've arrived when you can get on your hands and get on your knees. All right. And of course, if you have MS, you'll never get back up, and you've had it this long. That's not true. I get down and get up. That's an exercise that I do. All right. If you get down and you thank God for having MS. Those of us who've had MS, for more, I'm going to tell you this, Antolia. I'm going to tell you this, and I'm going to tell everyone with MS this, and I want you to post if this is true. If you've had MS longer than 10 to 20 years, I want you to post that it's made you better and you're grateful. If that's true, you need to post that on Facebook. I'd love for you to post that on YouTube. Post that. Post. All right. And Jennifer, you are awesome because you know what? Tears are awesome. Tears are awesome. I've steamed up a couple times, Jennifer, just to let you know. I've steamed up, and I you know what? And Chris, you know what's so great about tears is when we all can cry together. I believe that it's God working through us. We're all together. We're all feeling for each other. And you know, it's so interesting in that we have a gentleman on who is the administrator, one of the administrators for MS Frontiers Primary Progressive. And he taught me there's a term. There's invisibles with MS, meaning you can't tell that they have MS. People often come up to them and say, "You look great." Right? And then there's visibles. There's the people who have all the symptoms of MS that the invisibles have, and plus the physical, the things that people look at and say, "Oh my God, that person is disabled," which is me. I'm a visible, and this gentleman is visible. And often I had my the rear of my my rear backup lights smashed because somebody got incensed because all the handicap parking spots were taken. So I parked in the back of the lot sideways so I can get my walker out. And somebody got so offended, they left a nasty note on my car and smashed the head or the rear brake lights. And there's a lot of anger in the world. If and how could I have reacted? I could get so angry, and I know I feel so many people. I feel the anger, and I'm saying, you know what? Jesus on the cross said, "Forgive them, for they knew not what they do." And I say, "Forgive us, for we know not what we do." Am I without guilt? Oh, heck no. Am I without guilt? You know what? I was such a spitfire that God knew I needed a challenge because I needed something. You know what, Jennifer? My attitude comes from Christ. It comes from the peace which surpasses all understanding. It comes, I've been listening to this new pastor because I go to a church that feeds me. I'm a demanding Christian in that I read the Bible and my pastor has to feed me. So I'm going to church, a virtual church with a guy. So or what, feed me, or where am I going with this? There it and it all right, I lost it. Told you I'd MS. But anyway, so anybody know what I'm talking about? Could you put the needle back on the record? All right, doesn't matter. Anyway, again, we just don't know how good we have it until we've lost it, right? Another thing that I had seen is that again, gratitude is not recognized or not appreciated. Hi, Greg. It's not appreciated until something that you've taken for granted is lost, and you mourn it. You mourn it with tears, and the tears are of love, and the tears are saying, "I want it back." It's like when you lose somebody. I want it back. Hi, Chris. You can't get it back. So what is it? It's so important that you appreciate what you have now, because there's nothing lasts forever. Second law of thermodynamics says that treat everything, and that's a physics principle. Everything disintegrates, everything, and people who believe in evolution, well, you can have a tornado go through let's say a junkyard and create a Ferrari. Well, no, you can't. But and I'm saying that with humans. Well, say you have that tornado go through the junkyard 100 times. Will they ever make a Ferrari? So what I'm saying is that it's all right. Give it enough time. All right, take an American flag, rip it up, and drop it. Drop it from here to here. Will that American flag come together? All right, let's give it more time. Let's take it up on an airplane and drop it out of the airplane. Will it come together and into something perfect, something even better than the American flag? It's all right. So the moral of the story is that only God can put it together. only God puts everything together, because that law says that with time, everything falls apart. It's a scientific law. Everything falls apart. Only God can put it together. Yeah, MS, we're falling apart, but only God can allow us to see the beauty we have in life, because we have this thing falling apart. We, you know what, recognizing tomorrow I have a doctor's appointment, and I'm just thinking of I have princess ears. I don't like yelling, and somebody close to me thought it was appropriate to yell. Is this my fault? It wasn't my fault. It was this person's fault. So again, it's not my fault. Life is, if I can recognize that life is 32, 35 degrees, and my body is a swimming pool, I can be grateful for my body. But if I insist that if I can't recognize the blessing, it's terrible. It's terrible. And think about it. And totally, I'll go back to you. Think about this. Hi, Chris. Did I say hi to you before? The think about it. Think about it. When we're first diagnosed with MS, all we do is our neurologist is on emergency. We've got emergency speed dial. We have to talk to them often. We have to have a quick line to get IV steroids. It's life. We hang on with our nails. We hang on, just to we hang on. It's just let go and let God. Yeah, you can. You do what you're supposed to do, right? You take care of business, take care of yourself, and that's the most important. But again, get a neurologist who's an MS specialist, MS Research Hospital, and that's so important. By the way, I'm going to remind everybody, is that we're having our Christmas party on the 24th, which is Thursday. It's Christmas Eve at 11 o'clock, same time as MS Frontiers. MS Live. And what we're going to do is, Chris, you said bring them on screen. I will bring you on screen. So if you're on YouTube, anybody wants to be on screen, I'm going to bring you on screen. Dennis is going to help set up a Zoom meeting so that we all can have that chat. Well, we can go in and chat back and forth. We'll have the YouTube chat session going on. So we're going to have a huge party. And I'll be talking. But I need you to know that your words, especially on the YouTube chat, support. You're so important to each other, and you're so important to me. I was thinking, I just having a bad morning. And I'm sitting there and looking at my husband, who is an angel, and he said, "You got to get out of your head and think about whose responsibility is for bad behavior, and you can't wear other people's bad behavior." And I started thinking about it, and I said, "That's not my problem. I'm good at being grateful." What am I grateful for? I am so grateful for you guys. I said, is difficult as this disease is, there's something about being together every Tuesday and Thursday, right here, and supporting each other, and being doing this MS Live. and it's being the face. Yeah, Gina. By the way, Jane, I've been praying for Jane. I sent her an email. Anybody hear from Jane? Because Jane, if you're watching this, I've prayed for you. I've emailed you. We're concerned. We are concerned. Let me say a quick prayer. Dear Heavenly Father, I lift Jane and her husband up to you. They're suffering from COVID. They're in Idaho. They're just suffering. I ask that you comfort and restore her health and bring her back to this this MS Live, because she's such a big part of this ministry, and we're kind of lost without her. Or I am. I need her back here. Do that for me. If you remain in me and my words remain in you, ask whatever you wish and it will be given to you. And I'm trying to be your humble servant, and I just ask this in the name of Christ. If you are a Christian, you prayed that prayer for me, with me. Let's bring Jane. Let's bring Jane back. So if you're watching this, Jane, please come back. All right. Yeah. Chris is praying for you. Elizabeth, hi. Prayers. Thank you, Antonio. She's praying for you. It's Jane Buck. All right. All right, Dennis. And Gina says things you're grateful for. She's grateful for the air in her lungs, and Antolia, I know your mother with cancer. I believe we prayed for you, Antolia, and your mom. It's not having anxiety about the future, your mom's future. My mom has cancer too, and again, that the cancer that your mom has is a relationship between she and God, and we get in the habit of thinking that we have to deal. How can we deal with that? How can we deal with the future? Oh my gosh, what would happen if something happened to my mom and I have this MS? So much of that is just pray for that peace, that peace, and not thinking about the future, because the future will make you nuts. Remember, anxiety, thinking about the tomorrow that you can't control, creating anxiety. Some people have anxiety problems with MS. It's big, and the anxiety, I think, leads to panic attacks. Panic attacks are caused because we can't control certain things, and if anything, Susan. All right, thank God you're here. Susan just talked about Jane, and she said she's been in touch with Jane and checking on her, and she's still very sick. God, thank you, Susan. Thank you for updating us all. Oh my gosh, it's one thing to have MS. It's another thing to have MS and COVID, which some people have it in different ways there, and they get a different severe severity, and it can be as mild as not feeling it and testing positive, and it can be it's like the worst flu you've ever had. And again, a lot of research shows that the medications we take for MS actually interferes with the viral activity of COVID. So you just don't know. You just don't know. And us being anxious. Will I get COVID? Will I not get COVID? How important is it if we're just living our life the best way possible? If we worry about the future and it doesn't happen, we've wasted our time worrying today. So don't worry about tomorrow. Don't even worry about today. Just do what's next. Do what's next. Yeah, that's awful. That is awful. You know what, Antonio? We're discussing vitamin D. Antonio brings that. And I will tell you, all right, God has blessed me with making more mistakes than successes. And I will tell you that I was taking 2,000 milligrams of vitamin D. 2, 4, 6, 8,000 milligrams. My neurologist did periodic blood work, and I'll tell you other things. In fact, I've done it wrong, so wrong, and I studied vitamins, so there's no excuse for me doing this wrong. One of the things that the blood work revealed is that I was off the chart as far as vitamin D. Now, vitamin D, when they test your vitamin D, there's two ways they can tell. They can tell what you get from naturally from the sun, and they can tell what you get from supplement. Hi, Tim. And what supplements? And I had such a high vitamin D that the neurologist said, you need to back up. You need to stop supplementing this. Remember, even in the winter, I'm outside and I swim. Hi, Alicia. So much of that, again, don't supplement anything until you get blood work and your neurologist tells you it's safe to supplement. Vitamin D, what you're saying is absolutely true. And that people with MS, a lot of us have low vitamin D, but a lot of us, the vitamin D is not the problem. And supplementing it without knowing it can be dangerous. I did that with magnesium. I did that so much without magnesium, not knowing that magnesium I knew, but MS, I wasn't paying attention to the details because I'm not a detail person. So I didn't take calcium, which magnesium needs to absorb. What happens when you overload on magnesium, thinking that I was taking it to get rid of the cramps I was having? What happens? And you don't take the calcium, that means every bit of calcium in your blood is being absorbed is being used to absorb the magnesium. And what happens? It actually sucks it out of your bones. My neurologist, remember, calcium is an electrolyte your heart needs as well. So my neurologist called up and said, oh my God, you are off the chart in this danger zone of not having enough calcium. And it's got to be a mistake. I need you to get blood work again. And I started, all right, learn from my mistakes. Learn. Don't take anything without blood work, without consulting your doctor. All right. So what happened? I stopped taking the magnesium. I supplemented calcium, got my levels back. I got the blood work done 2 days later, and I was back to normal. Again, I had to back off of calcium as well because you know what? We don't take calcium unless the neurologist says our blood work is low on calcium. Unless our general practitioner says that we have to do that. Okay. Steve. Steve's talking about he had the stem cell transplant. Hi, Steve. Thank you. You know what? Charmin is another person who's on MS Frontier. She had the HSCT, and she gives me more credit than I deserve. But one of the things that she gave me credit for is learning about HSCT. It's a stem cell transplant. There's two different types. There's the kind you get in Mexico, or the kind you get at these popsicle stand places that don't give you radical chemotherapy that takes away your immune system, completely kills all the bone marrow, and it's got to bring you close to death. You lose all your hair. You have to do that in order to introduce this new immune system. It's very risky, depending on your age. It's very risky, but it's a wonderful thing. It does cure some people with MS. It doesn't reverse the damages that you already have in MS. So, all right, if you have stripped nerves, excuse me, if you have stripped nerves because of MS, it'll stop new damage. It can stop new damage, but it's not going to take away the existing damage you already have. And that's good to know. I'm going to put you, Steve, what I'd like to do is bring you and Charmin on the same MS Live and interview you both about this HSCT for those who haven't had MS long and are not damaged, or haven't had too severe attacks. There's just a number of people. All right, Gina asks a question: how do you feel when you get too much magnesium? Again, if you've had MS as long as we've had, Gina, you're so busy looking at life as lemonade, you don't look at feeling worse, right? How do you feel? You'd have to Google that. You'd have to Google the effects, and I would have been able to quick tell you the effects. For me, I had to get blood work. Gina, I have on MS, it's msfrontiers.org. I have the supplements that you should take in the mornings. The common supplements for MS, and the warnings about how you feel when you take too much. I've done the research, so I don't have to carry that around in my head. It's msfrontiers.org. Please go to that. Let's see. So, and to give you an idea, Gina, just get blood work. Call your neurologist. Here's a big thing that everybody should know. If you're on a medication, if you're on any medication, if you're on bladder medication, if you are on disease-modifying medication, if you're on anything, you really should call your general practitioner, call your neurologist, because you can't sit back nowadays and expect them to call you and say, well, it's time for your blood work. You can't do that anymore. Now you have to, I write it down on Google Calendar every 6 months. I asked for a lab to get blood work, get general blood work. You have to do that. You have to know your levels, and including vitamin D level. I asked for that. Asked for it's CBC and a chem level. You ask for these things. I've studied. Ask for these things so that you can look. You can find out if your kidneys or your liver are being taxed. The supplement, and then there's milk thistle, which is supposed to, if you take that, so it's be good for your liver, because we really tax our livers. Yeah, Susan's saying exactly. They don't remind you. And honestly, these neurologists have so many MS patients. They'll remind you that you've got to go every 6 months to or every year. They remind you and to get in there. And so much of us think it's all about copays. What do they tell you? It's like they look at you, walk down the hallway and back. Do this. What is your progression? How you? Please, I get more out of talking with you, Gina. When you addressed me on that personal message on Facebook. You addressed something that I said in this with the my bladder difficulties, which is not really working. That medication, it's not really working for me. But I have a urologist appointment tomorrow. Someone talk to her about that. I get more from your questions, and the big thing is that I'll give you constructive advice, but I love it when you throw it back on me, right? I love it when you say you're not taking your own advice. I love that because I'm human and I'm guilty of this stuff, and you're part of, we're all part of this body of Christ, this body of people suffering for MS. And it is so huge when we support each other. And when you step out and support me. I remember in college, let me tell you something. I remember in college, I was president of a sorority. But as exciting as it is to be a leader, I had 3 close friends: the vice president, and the executive at large. I had a couple other friends, but why I don't know why. It just, when you see somebody in the spotlight, somebody who's not afraid to get in front of a camera, somebody who is not afraid to lead there. And how do you successfully lead? I'll give you a secret. You don't lead. You listen to what everybody wants, and you make it happen. The biggest servant is the best leader. So I got to tell you, the problem is that you have to. Thanks for asking, Chris. She asked about my swimmer shoulder. I'll tell you in a minute. So much of this is the more you're on camera, and I've given you my email. I've given you my phone number. And let me tell you something. Very few reach out, because in knowing, I don't know. It's my relationship. I don't know. And it's very much like when I was president of the sorority, when I've organized some big events there. It doesn't, some of these successes doesn't necessarily, well, it definitely doesn't correlate with you being having lots of friends. You just because you're popular doesn't necessarily. I may be popular. I may have lots of followers, but again, when everything is done and when this MS Live is done, when and it's not your responsibility to give me that comfort, but it's I imagine how lonely it can be for you. If it can be lonely for me to be a leader in so many things and to be in front of the camera, if it can be lonely at times, because I'm thinking, who do I have to turn to when people that's supposed to be supportive of me yelling at me is who can I turn to? But then I think if I'm alone, and who do I have? I have ultimately, aren't we all alone except for Jesus, except for God? Close and say, oh my gosh, oh my God, you are everything. Because everything eventually breaks down. Our bodies break down. It's wonderful. There are, thank you, Chris. There are those of you who I count as dear friends, because you've called me. You know who you are. You know who you are, and it's on YouTube. And I know you're face to face, and I just, God, what do I used to say, God, friends are God's apology for family members. no, no, Mom, if you're watching this, I didn't mean you. That's funny. But anyway, it is, God doesn't necessarily give you the comfort where you want it to be. He gives you the comfort where He brings it to you. They say angels can be, you never know when you're entertaining angels. Are you talking about me, Gina? I'm a celebrity. No, I'm not a celebrity. Please, God's, and you know better, Gina. You know better. You're a celebrity. You're the beautiful one. You know what? If you're on YouTube and I'm sorry, on Facebook, and you Google Gina, and she, or you look her up on Facebook, Gina, she's our beautiful Canadian American Christian loving honorary U.S. citizen, because I love you, Gina. Love you. I am not a celebrity. You're a celebrity, because we're all celebrities in Christ. I've got enough guts to be in front of this camera and show you. You know why? Because I've been doing it for 15 years, and I realized that when I first started YouTube page, in fact, it was YouTube. No, YouTube. When I first started these YouTube videos, I actually thought I had something to say that would help you guys. I thought I've had it longer, I thought, than a lot of people, and I wanted to just get to you with everything, all of my mistakes. And the longer I've done these videos, the more I realize I learn through you guys. I learn through you guys. Anyway, I learned. You know what? You give me the strength. It's anyway, and God gives me the strength through you. And we give each other the strength. Again, Christmas party is on Thursday, the 24th, Christmas Eve at 11 o'clock on YouTube. Please follow me. If you're on, not YouTube, on Facebook, please follow me. If you want to be in the chat, go to YouTube, Google or Google Dulci Hill, subscribe to the YouTube channel. If you email me your your email address and your phone number at dulcijean@gmail.com, I'll make sure you're in this video party that Dennis is going to put together at the same time. Anyway, and let's all lean on each other and let's all rejoice. Remember, if you're on YouTube or on Facebook, I'm going to pull as many people into on screen as possible. Now, if you don't have a relationship with Jesus Christ and you want to know the peace which surpasses all understanding, you want just to have a good attitude and allow God to change your heart. Just say this prayer after me. Say, Jesus, yeah, I know I'm a sinner, but I know you're the Savior, and you've died, you rose from death to give us all light. Purify me with your blood, and show me what it's like to have just to be dead in myself and appreciate everything, your presence and everything in your creation. You were God on earth, and it just, I'm going to read the Bible. I'm going to know you. I want to know you more. In Jesus' name I pray. Amen. Again, may God bless you and keep you. May he shine his face upon you and be gracious to you. May the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you his peace. And until Thursday, God bless you. Again, if you're a Muslim, if you don't, if you're Hindu, if you are anything, it is fine. It is fine. Even if you don't believe in God, it doesn't mean that God doesn't want it. God made you, and God wants to be a comfort to you. So wherever it's not my job to save you. It's your relationship with God, and God speaks to all of us. Love you all, and I will see you on Thursday. Bye. Bye, guys.